as the self-proclaimed third biggest dumb TMNT fan, right next to Hi-Fi and The Roadman. I think it's about time someone made a fucking theory video. Theory Boy deserves theories too, goddammit. This is my first video of 2025. Peak start of the year. Also, sorry if I sound off, I'm sick right now. I was rewatching Dumb TMNT again, and again, and again. Bebop and Rocksteady, only have 2 scenes, I realized. And neither of them are technically death scenes. Their only 2 scenes are of them being kidnapped and mutated, and then them being in jail right before Shredder ditches them. And then, almost immediately after, the world splits in 2, and we're led to believe they're dead. And then Styx shows up as a cliffhanger. But we all know Styx is a distraction. We all know the truth. Mikey's trying to keep our attention off the only 2 characters that actually matter. The gray mouse and his gay lover. So here's my prediction for Dumb TMNT Season 2. I promise it's not glorified fan fiction. So at the end of Season 1, the world gets split into 2 pieces, but also, earlier in the show, Mikey was watching Hom. Hom is the most popular show in the world, and when it aired its finale, which is what episode Mikey was watching, the internet freaked out over the Hom finale and broke. So now the world is split into 2 pieces, and with the internet broken, there's no way to contact each side. And with no way to contact the other side, the world, well, I guess worlds now dissolve into chaos. I think for the next season, the world being in 2 pieces is going to impact pretty much the entire show from that point forward. I don't think the Trolls are going to fix that. I think that's going to be this huge canon event that's constantly going to be referenced. So I'm just going to refer to the event as the world split and the bomb that broke the Earth in 2 as the world splitter. And since the turtles were right there when the world split, I think they would probably end up on opposite sides, right? I think Mikey and Donnie would end up on the same side as Splinter, and then the 2 Leos, Dumb Leo and Rise Leo, will be on this opposite side, while Raph just goes missing. Dumb Leo and Rise Leo will probably have a conversation about what's happening, at least interdimensionally wise. My guess is that there's probably some multiverse level threat that the Rise Turtles need help defeating, and so Rise Leo's been opening portals to recruit other versions of the Turtles. But I don't think Dumb Leo would really care about that at the moment. He just needs to be reunited with his family. So Rise Leo would probably help him find his brothers. For 2 reasons. Obviously, Rise Leo would also want to find Dumb Leo's brothers so that they could also help fight the multiverse level threat. But also maybe Dumb Leo is a bit over-reliant on his brothers, and Rise Leo can probably relate to that. And I think with Rise Leo being able to open portals, it would be a lot easier for them to search across the planet, especially since they're probably the only ones who can travel between the 2 sides because of those portals. Cut to Donnie, Mikey, and Splinter, who are surrounded by foot soldiers and having to fight them off. Shredder seemingly died in the Season 1 finale, but I don't think the foot soldiers would know that. So the foot soldiers are just doing whatever their last directive was, which was to kill the mutants. And there's too many of them for the 3 characters to fight off, and so Splinter says he's going to distract the foot while Mikey and Donnie escape. And reluctantly, Mikey and Donnie do run away. Mikey looks back to see Splinter being brutally murdered by all of the foot soldiers. As brutal as a fight in Dumb TMNT can get. And so Mikey tries to run back to Splinter, but Donnie holds him back and they both run. While Splinter, he dies. Splinter dead. The next day, Mikey and Donnie are still grieving, but they need to focus on finding their brothers and finding food. Mikey suggests this old pizza place he used to like since it'd probably be abandoned by now. But when they get there are humans trying to steal from it too, and the humans end up attacking the turtles, and the turtles are outnumbered once again. The turtles end up being saved by another mutant, a gecko that introduces himself as Mondo. Mondo Gecko ends up taking them to a shelter full of mutants, because after the world was sent into chaos, mutants decided it would be better if they all united together. That's when a red motorcycle stops in front of them and someone dressed in silver leather and a motorcycle helmet steps off. But when they remove their armor, the turtles recognize a familiar face. 3 turtles all hug, relieved that their fears of never seeing each other only lasted the night. Raph mentions that he took the night watch and stayed up all night trying to see if his brothers would make it to him, and that the other mutants even nicknamed him Night Watcher because of it. Raph decides to introduce his brothers to the leader of this mutant gang, and Michelangelo immediately recognizes him. Because it's Hom, the famous robot from TV, the one that would inadvertently end up crashing the internet. At the sign of the split, Shredder awakes in a crater. Surprised that he's alive, he realizes that the energy and radiation from the world splitter didn't kill him, but energized him. He analyzes himself and he realizes that he's become bigger, stronger. He's no longer human. He's the Super Shredder. Cut to the other side, and Leo is beginning to panic. He has an emotional breakdown, starts screaming about how he'll never find his brothers, that they're all dead and that he's the last one. The one that in his eyes is the least accomplished among them. Dumb Leo falls to the floor crying, saying that he's nothing without them, before Rise Leo hugs him and comforts him. Rise Leo tells Dumb Leo that he's been there before and that they will find his brothers, but Rise Leo also tells Dumb Leo that he needs to find his own self-worth outside of his brothers. Back with the other 3 turtles, and Raph is trying to stop Donnie and Mikey from attacking Bebop and Rocksteady, who are also part of this mutant group. Bebop goes on to explain that
when the bomb split the earth in half, it shattered the prison walls, allowing me and Rocksteady to escape. But when given the choice between rejoining the Foot Clan or joining the other mutants, we chose to join the mutants because we have no loyalty for Shredder. He kidnapped us and forced us to work for him. He even touched us a little. And clearly Shredder had no loyalty for us either, given he just left us in the prison.
But then there's screaming and chaos in New York. Super Shredder has returned with the Foot Clan, and he plans to use his newfound power to take over what's left of New York City and make it his territory. Rise Leo and Dumb Leo see the destruction, and Dumb Leo comes to the realization that him and his interdimensional counterpart, as far as he is aware, are the only 2 people that can help the citizens of New York. He realizes that he has to help without his brothers, regardless of how inadequate he may feel in comparison to them. He's the only one who can help. Mondo Gecko, Hom, Raph, Donnie, Mikey, Bebop, and Rocksteady come to the conclusion that with their own mutant army, they can fight off the Foot Clan and maybe save New York. And so they start to head for New York. The 2 giant armies charge towards each other, and a giant war breaks out in the streets of New York. Dumb Leo and Rise Leo teleport to New York and come face to face with Super Shredder. The others make it to Super Shredder 2, and Leo breaks down in tears at the sight of seeing his brothers again. The 4 turtles all hug, and then Super Shredder charges at them, and Hom jumps in the way, sacrificing himself for the 4 turtles. Hom falls to the ground, continuously being beaten by Super Shredder as he bleeds out and dies. Super Shredder knocks Mondo, Rocksteady, Rise Leo, and Bebop to the ground. 4 dumb turtles jump in and start fighting Super Shredder, and as the fight goes on, it gets closer and closer to the edge of that half of the world. But after fighting for so long, the turtles get tired, but Super Shredder is still full of energy. Right when the dumb turtles are ready to give up, Bebop and Rocksteady tackle Super Shredder, and the 3 of them fall off the edge of the cliff. Bebop and Rocksteady were fine with this outcome. Shredder had taken everything from them after he mutated them and left them in prison. As the 3 of them fell, they could feel the air depleting. Every second they fell, the void of space got closer. Dumb Leo rushes to Rise Leo and wakes him up. He asks Rise Leo to open a portal to save Bebop and Rocksteady, but by the time Rise Leo opens the portal, it's too late. They're already in space drifting away, frozen over, and long since dead. But the turtles don't have long to grieve, because in the sky, thousands of spaceships start appearing. One lands, and Krang walks out, and he's returned with friends. 2 shady figures follow Krang, They have strong tails and the heads of dinosaurs. Triceratons. So that's my theory for Dumb TMNT Season 2, which is definitely based in reality and not at all glorified fanfiction. Also, if I sound like more tired right now, or really just at the end of the video in general, it's because I recorded all of that late at night. It's like 4 a.m. and I didn't sleep. But this is my first video of 2025, so welcome to the new year, I guess. I hope everyone had a good new year, even though it was like a week since then, because this video took longer than I thought it would. Also, Mikey, if this isn't exactly how Season 2 goes down, I will have to stop being your friend. Let me ghostwrite Dumb TMNT, you dumb motherfucker.